Guess who's early? Hey guys, thought I'd show up a little early tonight. Bless you guys for all showing up early all the time and show up. Power it. Let's do this. A few minutes early and, more time for you folks. Somebody's asking if Ham will be on tonight. I don't know. We'll see. Show up a little early tonight. Show up at any point. That's up to him. He's exhausted, so I'm not going to ask him to show up. It's up to him. He comes on when he needs to, but if he doesn't, I can cover everything. We talked today, so I can pretty much bring you up to speed, although I can't do it in Ham's amazing way. So look at all these beautiful people here. Gretchen, what's up? Holly, Hulkamaniac. That's a new one. What's up, Hulkamaniac? I don't recognize you, but you're a member, so awesome. Susan, what's up? Blue 5 End of an Empire, what's up, man? Robert Barbara, he's here. Thomas Dubois, MM. You keep accumulating. What's up, Richie? Dips, Easy Stud. Howdy from Houston. What's up, Lauren? Candace, good to see you guys. Oh, man, there's lots of peeps here that haven't been here lately. Good to see you guys. Jewelry, in it to win it. Jose, Petchke, doing well. AC's in the house. Pat Shagoya, Mark Maddox. Can I speak at 2 times speed? No, that's why I have Ham on sometimes. He does that for me. I can't speak as fast as him. I can speak fast sometimes. Like I'll get going, but man, not like that. Nick Raums in the house. Maddie's, Coopers, Elevated, T. Alex, US's hit back at the Hooties. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff going on. That not fun. Northwest, Kryptonian. Northwest, thank you for your closing prayer last night. But thank you, man. I appreciate that. Send me an email. Okay, well, I'll try to remember to check at the end of this. I've been doing better with the emails. But I did not check today. Damn it, Sean, Marty Party. Ron from Dallas, hate to say it, but sold my finger and bought GTI now. Hey, man, you don't have to hate to say it. It's a great time to buy GTI. It is very, very tempting to get in at these prices for sure. GN is here. Kathy's here. He started following rum today. Nice. Yeah, listen, I'm not going to be pumping rum. I want them to jump in. I think it's an amazing opportunity, short squeeze opportunity. I'm going to be talking about a lot. I'm not buying in yet until we fully see how committed they are. Just letting you guys know. That's what I'm waiting for. But I'm very excited at the opportunity that it could present, because if they get it in and they're really willing to fight, it's going to be on. They're going to be big time. And we're going to talk about that tonight for sure, because there's definitely some more developments there. There's quite a few developments today, actually. We'll talk about all of it. Clay, what's going on? Nan Sadek. Kryptonian, you're crying an era ends in New England. Yeah, Belichick's gone. I'm sorry. Let's be honest, though. The era really ended when Brady left. That's when it really ended, because Bill has just not been able to elevate that team. It's not all his fault. His defense is still good, but he doesn't have much talent. What's up, Darren? Thomas Dubois. To the chopper. Get to the chopper. Get to the chopper so we can escape. Mike, what's up? Mantan, H-Town back again. Jeff Kendrick, Dan A, 660, Dave, 2 squeeze at a time. I'll wait on Rumble for now. Yeah, you gotta be careful with your money. And so, but if you got the money and you love Rumble, go for it, man. I want to support them just for the fact that they're the big free speech enterprise. So I love that about them. There's nothing bad about it. I have nothing bad to say about Rumble overall. I want to make sure before I go for some short squeeze money, I want to make sure they're actually going to fight the way it appears they're going to. Tom's not buying anything on the market till corruption's been ceased. I get that. Robert, salute. T. Alex, Paulie V, Rum Dog, glad Rumble's in the fight. Alerts, what's up? Albert, pull my fingers, is just Mike. I'd rather not. Thank you, sir. Yeah, GDC's not looking too good here. Yeah, let's start with that real quick. Let's just go over today in the market. It was interesting. You guys see that The Bitcoin ETFs ended down today, their first day. Futures are down already. Market was down today, just ugly. GTI, a little rough. Finger, let's see, after hours. Finger up 10 in after hours. That's nice. That's a nice little pop. Somebody said today that the Finger's going to zero. I was like, what planet are you from? Finger's only getting stronger. Finger was $1.25 last spring. I mean, God, it's low right now compared to where it's been, but 316 close up to 326 after hours. There's no way this company's going down. Rumble had a rough day today, down 32 cents, up 1 in after hours. Wolf, I mean, it was just bloody. The markets were bloody today. I mean, these are all the stocks I follow. I'm not in all these stocks. I'm in GTI, Finger. I have a couple Bull, couple ZJYL, and a couple GDC. Just a big bloody nose for me today. But that Finger thing is nice. That's nice. You guys saw that it was just, not a fun day. Not a fun day in the markets, but that's okay. We know why we're here. The markets might not have been good, but there's a lot of good news out there, and that's what I want to talk about tonight, I should say. So we're going to go through that, and then we'll see how much we hit. I don't know if Ham's going to call or what, so you guys, I'm sorry if you're here for that. I can't promise anything, so you're just going to have to wait. You have to wait and watch. I'm sorry you're stuck with me. It's how it goes sometimes, how it goes. What's this here? Took an entry position in Rum today based on your non-financial advice and DD. Don't blame it on me, Northwest. Thanks, Rum Dog, about the video. I appreciate that. Packers, Cowboys. I got the Cowboys. I think I got the Lions, but barely. I would not be surprised if the Rams beat that. And then I got the Bucks. I know that's chalk, but it is what it is. Grabbed Rum as well. More Wolf under 2. Let's go. Not spending money until it's finished. I get it. Believe MMTLP will settle before squeeze plan. I hope you're right, Edward. I want you guys to be able to get in. Goodwill says GTI short shares available or post as 10,000 yesterday and 1.4 million today. We covered that last night too, that it was down to 40,000 and it bumped up to 1.4 million in like an hour's time. It was crazy. Paulie, your whole account's red, but some reason you keep adding and feel positive. I love it, man. That's me too. I feel very positive lately, actually. Like, very positive. Let's get ready to rumble. AP, what's up? Donna, hey. Hope Ham's knee isn't too painful. I know. He's going through that. Who knows what's going on with ZJYL? Listen, that thing barely trades. It barely trades. So all it needs is one big day, and it could rock it. I mean, look at the volume on ZJYL. 27,000. That's nothing. So it would not take much to turn around. Should I buy GDC or Tuesday? I can't tell you what to do, Coopers. If you're torn between the two, get both. That's what I do. Jim, turn off your Def Leppard workout music. Work those shoulders. I love it. You can understand me. Absolutely. 180 finger today. Nice. Tony Denaro Tony Denaro's an idiot. 200 finger. Wow. Am I lifting again? No, I haven't hit the gym yet. I'm trying to figure out my schedule to make time for it. Northwest not blaming her shit. Oh no, I got you, man. I got you. I'm laughing, having a good time. I'm not worried about it. What's up, Crazy Larry? Good evening. Albert, your average is 85 cents now. Wow. Robert Hicks, you think they're just going to short the hell out of the Bitcoin? Yeah, I do actually. Unfortunately. Moistly, very nice try. You're not gonna get me there. Mark, I have no idea what the bottom is on Rum. This is only the second day I've watched it, so I have no feel for that stock whatsoever. I cannot tell you what it is. Yeah, they are attacking us, Ricky, because they know they're losing. McLovin, your name is McLovin, really? From Hawaii? All right, let me pull this up real quick, just because somebody just talked about the Bitcoin. So let's just address this quick, because I don't have much to say on it, but I did want to share this for anybody who's into crypto. Here we go. And this just about sums it up. Okay. So everybody was super stoked on the Bitcoin ETFs. Here we go. ETF shares get created when you short ETFs, says Michael Guyad. Brilliant guy. ETF assets under management rise when you short an ETF. Wall Street doesn't give a bleep about you buying Bitcoin ETF. They still raise assets when you short. This is fact. In other words, Wall Street going to do Wall Street. They're going to be corrupt even with the Bitcoin ETFs. Everybody was excited about Bitcoin ETFs, and yet all we've done now is bring money and more money into Wall Street to get messed with. And it sucks. I don't know. Somebody said, congratulations, Bitcoin, you're now centralized. I don't think it's quite that far because this doesn't really affect Bitcoin itself yet. But anyways, other than the people being excited and getting the price up. But yeah, I just don't think it's as exciting as everybody thinks it is. And then over here he says, if you think Bitcoin losing price is an indication of ETF flop, you don't understand how ETFs work. Newsflash, Wall Street ETF providers don't give a shit if someone buys or sells. They make money from trading and from those who short those ETFs. Keyword, who short those ETFs. That's how Wall Street providers make money. They wanted this so the shorts could get in on Bitcoin. This is how they will get on Bitcoin. And it sucks. But it is what it is. And I'm not buying Bitcoin ETF. I'll buy real Bitcoin. I'm not buying Bitcoin ETF. Let me put it that way. Good morning, Zechariah. What's going on? Drink Dubois, you already starting? Rich, you bought more CJYL. There's going to be a great bonus money for I hope so. I really want it to be. I don't have much, but I have a little CJYL, and I would love to see it even hit 1,000. That'd be amazing. Accumulation. That's right, Robert. Absolutely. Bitcoin ETF is great. Send me never, said Thomas Dubois. Exactly. Chat's moving slow. That's people just aren't chatting much right now. It means they're more listening. They're hearers. All right, let's get moving on this. Ham had an awesome call today with the Rumble CEO. How do I know that? Because he called me and told me about it. If he calls and gives more details, that'd be great. I can tell you he really had a good call and was very excited about it. Said the guy is very smart. Said it was like a fire hose because the guy didn't know what was going on. And Ham laid it all on the line, all the things to do, how to fight back, what not to do, what they want you to do, and gave it all to him. And so Chris Pavlovsky, the CEO, is now in the 99 percentile of knowledge on naked shorting, thanks to Ham, in 1 hour, because that's how few people know about this. And are educated as we are, is just not a big thing yet, but it's getting there. And you can bet whatever his decisions are going forward with this, you can bet now with knowing this, he's going to be stirred as his stock tanks, as they get killed. Once you know something like this, you can fight it for a while, but you might not want to do it right away. You're iffy. But then once you keep watching what's happening to your business, to your stock, eventually you're going to do something. Dan Bongino, this is who we're hoping will get involved because of his massive following on his show, millions of views every day. He owns 5% of it, plus he's ex-Secret Service, and he's friends with our Secret Service contact that Ham already has. What are the odds? You cannot make this up. This is wild. It is wild how this is all coming full circle. I don't believe in coincidences. I just don't. So when man isn't behind it, then I think God might be behind it. How else can you fathom that this is happening? Where a couple months ago, Ham's meeting Dan Bongino, telling him about this, and 2 months later after that, Chris Pavlovsky, the CEO of Dan Bongino, a company Dan Bongino is heavily into, part owner of, is now reaching out for help with naked shorts. You can't make this up. It is absolutely wild, and there's no way in hell that this was orchestrated by any person. So you can call it coincidence. I don't call it coincidence. I call it an answer to prayer, and I think things are going to move. I'm very excited about it. Matthew Parker, thank you for the super chat. I think they'll hit us hard tomorrow before finger earnings. I'm going to buy all I can when they hit us. Fork them, GTII finger. Amen, brother. Thank you for the super chat. I totally agree with you. Tomorrow might be a deep red day, and it's a great time to scoop up because I think next week, at least for finger, is going to be a good week. Also in GTI, though, we've kind of weathered the storm they were throwing at us the last few days. And so that might be turning around soon too, along with whatever goes on Finger. But we got to just keep paying attention. That's not a prediction. It's just it's a guess of what could happen. Sticking to real crypto XRP. I like it. Earnings tomorrow. So Ham said it's the 15th. We're going to find out. Jeff Chapman, it's official. Snowmobile season arrived. Yeehaw. He needs a new sled. That's right. Will we be stirred or steered? That's funny. Rum will move fast when it squeezes. Low float, heavy shorts. Yeah, it's only 58 million short float, so that's awesome. Tammy says that's amazing news. I agree. Robert, can you imagine if we all just bought 1 or 2 shares at the same time? Would get them a little more nervous. And yeah, exactly. 100%. Things are going to change. I can feel it, Beck, says Vidman. Rum Dog, FYI, before joining this group, I swing trade rum, made money, but wondered why it declined. Oh, well, is that why your name's Rum Dog? You just like Rumble that much? Northwest says, divine intervention, my friend. Always gets with it. Listen, I am a believer of that. You guys don't have to agree with me. I don't care. It's fine. You're not going to change what I feel. But you can think of it however you want. Like I said, there's just no way man put this together. So it's either a crazy coincidence, if you believe in that sort of thing. I don't. Ham also today met with a shareholder in Long Island. He got the name of the Kramer's lawyer working in the new prime broker. This is a big deal. They are trying to put together a new prime broker because they know Alpine's bye-bye. They know Alpine's about to collapse. So they're trying to create their own prime broker in order to just keep manufacturing counterfeit shares nonstop. Of course, that'll take money. So over time, but what it'll do is it'll give them a little reset so they can try to do this longer, at least from that end of things. Here's the deal. We got the lawyer now. We can go after this. We can spread the news. We got it. This information is massive. I told you guys more stuff's going on today than just Bitcoin, just Rumble. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. And in fact, I forgot to do something. I need to pull this up because I want this to be announced. Here's the Kramer's lawyer, Nick Koshkia. Kramer's lawyer helping them to set up prime brokerage is a real scumbag, represents toxic lenders. Anyways, the kind of lawyer we all hate. Unlike Not Legal, Mark Bazil, the good guys. Anyways, get this name out there. Nick Koshkia. Koshkia. Someday I'll say it right. Although I don't need to say it right because he's a scumbag. But anyways, we want to keep this spreading because we don't want the Kramers to pull this off. And not only do we not want to pull it off, we want law enforcement to get in on this. So get this. Go follow Dirty Mayo if you can. He's great. He's an OG. He shuts down bashers like no one I've ever seen. He's awesome. And get this circulating because we want this name all over. We want this guy to be so famous. He wants to run and hide. That's what we want. So again, another big deal, this going on. All right. Let's see here. I think I had something else on Rumble real quick. Let me pull this up here. Oh, by the way, good old Hoffman, Not Legal, puts this up. I love this. Remember, the only reason Alpine's still allowed to exist is due to a conscious decision by the SEC. That's true. So I just thought I'd share his thoughts because he's a great guy and we should be sharing his stuff too. All right, let me pull up this other Rumble thing. I think it was a Ham tweet. Sorry guys, I got so excited and there was a lot today. And so I'm just a hair behind. I was partially ready, but partially not. Here, where is it? I think this is it, yeah. Yep, here we go. So Ham again, just I taught him today he's a real deal guy, get ready for a big fight, and he's bumping off Pedro. Pedro put out, Rum CEO finally had enough of the manipulation of stock. More and more CEOs need to join arms, call this shit out in the SEC, and force them to clean up the cesspool. Look at that Kenny G death march. Grab a placeholder day, add on 3-day signal, and you can just see how destroyed their stock has been. Just absolutely destroyed. So Pedro's getting in. Everybody, like, this is becoming a deal. I have a feeling, unless this guy turns into a coward and runs away, which I don't think he will, this CEO of Rumble has been in many battles because of the free speech nature of Rumble. I don't think he's a coward. I don't think he'll run. I don't think he'll make the dumb decisions. I think he'll come back and fight. And Bongino's a fighter too. We know that. So this is great. It's just spreading. This is a name we want. Again, I'm not buying it right now. I need to see more. However, I'm going to keep talking about it because Rumble's a name everybody knows. And you guys, we've talked about this before. One of the reasons I truly believe GameStop ran, even though GameStop was fully pushed up by the shorts, okay, and the hedge funds. It wasn't retail that made it run, although retail helped it have the bottom that did propel it. So retail played a part, but it wasn't what ultimately made it run. But the reason it still had that bottom, the reason it still had the momentum is because it was a name. It's a name people recognize. It's a name people would want to buy into. It's a name people have emotional attachment to. GTI and Finger don't have that. As much as I love them, as much as I believe they are still the kings of the short squeezes, they don't have that. So I'll always be reporting on GTI and Finger. That won't change. But Rumble is now going to be a part of this because Rumble's a name people know, and Rumble will bring more people into the fold, and we're just going to get more and more fighters. And one of the things I'm really hoping happens with Rumble is that their voices get behind it. So, there's big voices on there. Obviously, Dan Bongino. There's a lot of like conservative commentators on there. There's a lot of Christian ones who have big followings. So hopefully the momentum on this really starts moving because they don't want to lose their platform, So this is what we need, why we need to talk about it. Thomas Dubois, if Rumble's taking action against the counterfeit short sellers and Trump like Rumble, any thoughts on when he regains office? What'll happen, Patrick Byrne? What do you mean by that? Patrick Byrne said stop naked short selling on day one. So Wolf will be a monster, absolutely. Maybe Finger Rings be the 6. It could be. Darren, don't believe in coincidence or luck. I believe in faith. Amen. AMC for a swing play. I'm not getting into AMC. I'm sorry. You can go for that. Jay Abrams. Wicked pissed at E-Trade today. Spent 4 hours fighting with them. Tell me some good news. We got good news on here, man. It hasn't affected the prices yet, but it's coming. KYP in the house. What's up? Immortal. GTI going 1,000. I love it. Moody, how will I identify the Kramer's lawyer stop him from setting up a new... they don't want this attention. They want to do this in the secret. They want to do this in the dark, Moody. We want to get this out there. We want everybody to know the names involved. We want them to know the Kramers are doing this because, it's uncomfortable for them if the light is shining on them. These guys have never operated like this with a light shining deeply on them. They hate it. Crooks don't want that light on them. Number 2, this could get law enforcement involved because, this is as crooked as it gets. Starting your own crooked criminal prime broker to run your criminal trades. We just got to get that out there. Joel, more people pray about you every night will move mountains. I'm believing. That's why I started in the first place. Gretchen, did Rum do a toxic deal? No, as far as I know, Rum has done no deals for cash at all. As far as toxic, they haven't needed lenders. They're a tech company, so they've had real-time investors, big guys, giving them money to keep doing what they're doing because they haven't been fully profitable yet. They have earnings. They have decent earnings, but they haven't been profitable yet. And so they haven't turned that corner. But in tech, it doesn't matter for a while if you are able to keep getting people buying in, which Rumble has done. And so I don't think Rumble's in any trouble. They have money as far as I know. They have zero debt. I looked it up today. I could find zero debt on them. I found an article that said they literally have zero debt. So if I got the wrong information, I'm sorry, but that's what I saw. I don't think this company's in any trouble. So this is a great place I could fight. And I really believe it could help us. Good night, Albert. We'll catch up tomorrow. That's fine. Brian, I find it interesting. Previous Finger earnings, There was a run up. This time they're driving the price down. That is interesting, huh? That's a good point. I know the market's closed, Tim Harmon, but they still might release a PR. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But hey, maybe if we get it tomorrow, great. If we get it tomorrow, great. That's awesome. Yeah, if you guys don't mind, please like, subscribe, share this. Let's get that information out. Let's get that rum information out about Rumble. This is going to bring more legitimacy to our fight. So if you want our stocks to run, GTI, Finger, this is a big development that can really help. MMTLP getting settled even, because this will put more pressure on all the news going on about naked and counterfeit sharing and the fraud in the market, how bad the SEC is. This only serves our cause more. So whatever, even if you're an AMC or you're an AMC or GameStop, you want these to run, share this. Let's get this information out there. We need it spreading. We need it spreading. What's up, Big JR? It is. Plus I drink a lot of rum. Rum talk. That's awesome. I like rum too. What is 9 arms? It still sucks. Oh, CJ, I'm afraid to know. Mexican Mumu canceled your Finger GTC orders. No way. That's crazy. I bet they did notice those big orders. You're right. Just my target rich environment maverick. You're on it. Frank Gonzalez on October 27th, 93. Kasia, Lavelle, and Whale were indicted by a federal grand jury in Las Vegas on charges of conspiracy, security fraud, money laundering based on conduct. Wow. So he's been doing this for at least 30 years. Terrible. Yeah, rum's yummy. When Secret Service went Korea? Well, we can't tell you when Secret Service is. Korea should, Ham said, after his kid gets in there. So we just got to hope, that this all moves fast. Where all my GTI always. Ham, where's Ham? Is Ham in here? I didn't see him. I meant since Trump likes to only be big. Oh, yeah. I don't know if Trump would get involved in this, but who knows? It just, if he did, it'd be over quick because we'd have millions of people jump in immediately based on any word of his. But I don't even know if he knows about this or if he's just like, this something has to wait till I get in power. I don't know. Hey, not legal. What's up? I just shared one of your tweets, man. Jay, if you recall, I mentioned 2 life-changing bio stocks, Cure, AD, and GBM Cancer. Both these stocks are naked shorted. Well, a week ago, the company said released a warrant to screw shorts. Oh, that's awesome. Jay, what kind of warrant did they release? Buzzard's gunpowder proof is my choice. I've never had that. Nick tried to buy GTI and Schwab, 1,000 shares. They didn't sell it to me. Really? They didn't share you your GTI? That's messed up. We keep hearing stuff like that. All right, let me keep moving down here because there's, by the way, who's doing these things? This is wild. Last of the Mohicans now. I'm a little scared of how well my face fits that. But anyways, I'll leave that for you guys for a second. Let's go to, I wanted to bring up, where is it? Hold on. I want to delete some of these. I got too much stuff pulled up, so I'm having trouble finding things. Almost done. Almost got it all put together. All right. Now we'll bring his jokes when he's ready. Oh, that's awesome, Jay. I'm glad to hear that. So you said Sava squeezing? Let's look it up real quick before I move on to other stuff. So Sava, oh nice, up $2.13 today. That's great. Let's see here. Let's go to the 5-day. So you said they released it a week ago? Yeah, so you guys are moving. That's awesome, Jay. I hope you guys get a massive run in that. JR, welcome to supporter, man. Thanks for joining the club. I appreciate it. Big JR's athletic support too. He is athletic from what I hear. Every time I talk to him, he's working out. GDI about to blow? I hope so. That'd be awesome. It is good Photoshop skill, huh? Yeah, I've seen that movie, Kyle. Of course I have. It's great. Ramon, do I think the company put out the news yesterday to test how the stock would react to it? I don't know if they're testing. I think they already knew, but it, oh, look at Sava W. Okay. Hold on a second here. Oh, wow. 100% up today. Wow. Rough after hours, but that doesn't matter. Look at that. Yeah, that's awesome. What was it down here? Okay, so it just had its spike today. That's great, man. Congrats to you. I hope it sticks. The after hours kind of worries me that maybe the run's over. Maybe it's just a one-day run, but still, that's huge if you had a big investment there. You're still well up, so that's awesome. Speaking of economic stuff, bring Mr. Porkline on too. What is it you call me again? Not it's Porkline and what? I can't remember what it's called. What the drummer's name is? Kids Anna wanted. That's just bad. That's just really bad. Want to wait and load GTI 10 cents? You know, I'd be kind of surprised if it gets down to 10 cents, but I mean, at this point, I believe anything's possible. That's for sure. Nice try, LPB. I'm on to your guys' little names that you're messing with me, trying to get me to say dirty things with those names now. I got it. I got it. I'm on to you. I'm not saying them anymore. Somebody almost caught me the other day, but Bitcoin, baby. Is Bitcoin having good? I saw it cross 49,000. Is it higher than that now? Pork loin and ham. Oh, boy. That's just rough. Okay, let's look at this real quick. So, we're back to inflation on the way back up. Oh, who could have told you that was coming? This guy. I gotta celebrate when I'm right, because I've had a lot of predictions not work out lately, but I've been on it with the interest rates, and I've been on it with inflation. So that's one area I've got pretty dialed down, and I think because of it, I'm going to be right about the economy here soon too. But just this is not good. So December CPI inflation rips a stake out of his chest, looses a blood-chilling scream, tells the Fed's ready for another round. Real weekly earnings are down 4.5% since January 21st. Things are poised to get worse. Do you know what a big deal it is that earnings are down 4.5% in 2 years? That's, 3 years now. But that's nuts. That's not okay. And inflation just is the ultimate killer. So the CPI came in today, 3.4%. It was projected to be 3.2%. That's a big deal. That 2.2 percentage points is a big deal. I think I saw my phone go up real quick. I want to make sure I'm not missing a call. Nope. Okay. So inflation, other necessities, car insurance, 20%, transportation, 10%, car repair, 7%. I mean, you see it. You can see the numbers. It's nuts. Both core CPI and headline CPI came in hotter than expectations. First time in a year almost since both readings were higher than expected. This is not good. This is not good. Since September, this is terrible. They want to cut. They want to cut because they want to pump the economy. They want the stock market to go to more all-time highs. They want so Joe Biden can go out there and say, "Oh, come on, man! Look at the economy. It's well," and he can do his thing, and everybody can be like, "Oh God, look at him! Look at Trump said it would crash, and look what it's doing." That's what they want. That's what they want. And they want to hide all the bad data. They want to lie to you about unemployment. They want to lie about everything else. And they want to say, look at the stock market. It's amazing. It's amazing. And this is a killer. This is a big old bubble in that balloon, or a pop of the bubble or balloon. This, because Powell comes out in December and says, you know what? I think we might be ready to cut next year. He didn't say that, but that was in the minutes of the Fed meeting. And so the Fed priced in, or the Fed gave hint to 3 cuts this year. Okay, 3 cuts. The market then goes and prices in 6 cuts. And now it's even more. Let me show you guys here. Markets are pricing in a rate cut at every Fed meeting this year, beginning in March until December, which would be 7 cuts. That's nuts. There's no way. Market saying interest rates move in a straight line, even with a hot jobs report and inflation rising. The market is pricing in. It's all, I mean, you think it's been fake before. I was talking to Pedro the other day, and he said, I've never seen this. He says, this is worse than ever. The market makes no sense to me right now, because he even had a grasp before on how bad the manipulation was. And he says, this is insane. He's like, what is happening right now? He said, I think they're planning for something. They're because how do you do this? How can you keep plotting for rate cuts like this when inflation numbers are out? So my read on for all of us here, for all of us going for short squeeze plays, for all of us in counter market plays, they are hurting. They are hurting bad. They don't know what to do when these numbers came in. This is against everything they're planning for the year. This is against everything they want to happen for the year. This is bad news. So Powell's forced with a decision right now. Inflation's rising. How can I cut? How can I cut right now? And so if there's no rate cuts this year, the economy is going to go. That's the only hope they have to kick the can down the road a little bit more, is those rate cuts. That's it. They are desperate for rate cuts. So this is big news for all of us, guys. It's really big news. You can text Canadian Bacon, see if it'll come on. He asked me when I'm coming on tonight, so it's already on his mind. He must be too tired, though. Listen, he's been through a lot. He got his knee pumped yesterday with stem cells, and he's running around town today. Went to a shareholder in Long Island. He's on these calls with the CEO. He's exhausted. I talked to him today. He sounded like he was going to fall over. I don't know if I want him to come on tonight. I want him to rest. We'll talk to him soon. What if AMC goes first? I mean, listen, I'd be the first one celebrating for you guys. You deserve the win, but I don't see any way in hell that happens. I'm sorry, I just don't. Kramer's lawyer jumped ship by joining the Kramers. Heard he was a name that rhymes with Rick. Yeah, we got the name out there. We already put it out there tonight. It's Nick Kasia. I don't think I have the tweet up anymore. But yeah, Nick Kasia, the Ham tweeted it, so I was sharing it, and Dirty Mayo did too. Need to cut. Banks are in trouble. Well, banks are going to be in trouble, I think. You sent out the link to my Rumble video to Rum stock owners I know. Oh, that's awesome, Rum Dog. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. Come on. Yeah, I had to do it, Heidi. Rosie, inflation seems even worse than it is worse. Those numbers are rigged, but they're trying to keep them as low as possible. It's coming by March. They'll cut the banks. I don't think it's coming by March. I listened to some really smart economists today. Both of these economists said that the Fed was going to raise higher than anybody else said, and they were right. They have the pulse of Powell, and they both agreed that the earliest Powell will cut is May, and some of them think he'll hold through the summer. And so I tend to agree. I don't think there's any way they cut in March. I'd be very surprised. But if he does, I'll tell you right now, if Powell cuts in March, it's because they know that it's all about to break, and they are scared to death. That's the only reason they'll cut in March, because inflation's coming back, and the jobs reports are not what they're looking for. So because of all that, they're not. The only way they cut is if it's about to crash, and they're desperate. Northwest consumer credit rose sharply in November. It did. Yeah, it was nuts. Wait till the Christmas credit target comes in. Absolutely. Yep. Jack, your nightly dose of hope. I'm here for you, man. Andy, I'm hoping for GTI to go. You don't have to come back. Amen. Rosie, market crash this year. They want to hold it off. But that's my thesis as well. They definitely want to hold it off, but I don't think they can do it. I just don't. I think they're done. I think things are so broken. I think last year was the all-out, balls out, we got to keep this thing up, and they did everything they could to not just prop it up, but to have a good Christmas with the stock market and all that. They did everything. They pulled out all the stops, and now where they're left with this mess. I mean, you guys saw, I talked about the other night that shipping rates are up 61% right now overnight from December 31st to January 1st. Those prices just kicked in, 61% up shipping. Wait till that hits the economy. It's going to take a few weeks, but it'll hit. It's going to hit. Don, you're looking for layback countries if we have to leave home for I don't think we have to leave home, but I will tell you that I said to Ham today, I was like, at this point, man, the way things are going, if Trump doesn't win, I was like, I'm moving to an island, because we just cannot, nobody else right now. Nobody else that's running except maybe Vivek, but I don't trust him yet. He's too young and he's got too many ties to big pharma and WEF, and I just don't like that stuff. But he has time to earn my trust, but not right now. But there's no way anybody else fixes any of this. Everybody else will just make it worse. Just run it in. He's the only one. And so at this point, I'm like, I'm moving to an island if he doesn't win. Bear criminals. Why do they exclude food and housing and inflation numbers? Not only do they exclude food and housing, they also exclude energy, bears. So it's so much worse than they let on. Yeah, they let all the stuff that matters most, they exclude. Eric, don't give him excuses. That's funny. Kyle, sorry. William doesn't usually come on this late. It's hard to get him on. And I think Ham's exhausted. Sorry, guys. If you guys came here for Ham, I'm sorry. It's probably not going to happen. He did ask me earlier. Usually, oh wait, oh my God, are you kidding me? He's calling right now. Hey.
Are you live?
Yeah, I was just telling them that they might not see you tonight, but never mind. You're good to go.
I just walked in the door, and we went to dinner, and I'm ready to go.
Are you sure? You sound tired.
I'm always tired. Let's roll.
All right. Give it to him.
All right. So, everybody, when you think we're sleeping here, I pitched the CEO of Rumble today, RUM, while I was going to get my my stem cell treatment. So I was on the table pitching the guy for an hour and a half. He's a novice. He understands he's getting ripped off. He had a short and distort report against him. They actually reported him to the SEC, the short sellers. So he's got that. They were going after his data uses. Approved it. He was, I'm like, listen, I don't give a. 160.
Ham.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
You're breaking up.
Yes.
Might need to buy.
Can you call me back? Call me back.
Okay.
Call me back.
I'll call you. Just a sec. Sorry, guys. We're gonna make this happen. He's texting me something real quick. You guys got your wish. He's calling from another phone, that's why. All right, he's calling back. Hold up 1 second. Yeah, I know the stuff going on in Suez and everything is nuts. Yeah, it's crazy. Brett's going down a rabbit hole on Nick Kasha. Nice. Don't understand how he's a license to practice law. Well, that's all you need to know. Oh my God, here he is. He's calling. Oh shoot, why is my phone not picking up? Hold on, guys. Sorry. Here he is. Okay. All right, we're back.
Okay, sorry.
You're good.
We switched phones from AT&T to Verizon. Everyone's phone works but mine. I can only call out. I can't get calls in, so I have no idea who's trying to call me. Anyway, I spoke with the CEO of Rumble for an hour and a half today. He understands 20% of it. I had to run him up the flagpole and teach him like I've been teaching everyone here. You guys probably know more than he does. I advised him to get in touch with Mark Bazile to go after the short sellers like Finger Motion has done. I told him to get in touch with Tom Ronk to get the data, pay for it. I said, I can't afford to pay for it. You should have it. This way, if he has the data every day from Tom, he can at least have third-party verification of the fails to deliver. All right, so he has to start with those two things. So if you see him doing those things, you know he's on the right path. All right, so again, he couldn't believe the numbers, and I told him, what the outcome is and what he should do about dividends and why the dividends, expose these characters. I told him about Elon Musk and he should have done it. Then they show you how a novice. He goes, why didn't he do it? And I says, I don't know. I have no idea, about the special dividend of SpaceX or Twitter to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I brought him down as fast as I could. He understood it. Then he tells me that Dan Bongino owns 5% of it. And people, I almost had a heart attack when he told me that, because I recently went to see Dan Bongino on the advice of the Secret Serviceman that I'm talking to.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe it that now Dan Bongino, who owns 5%, let's say it's 200 million shares, he owns 10 million shares of stock. He's probably lost 60 or 70 million dollars in value.
Wow.
On his stake in Rumble, because 10 million shares is down from, he said the high was 19. So let's 19 to 3 or 4, whatever it is, $4 now.
Yeah.
I mean, he can't believe it goes down every day. I said, well, get in line. That's what happens. He couldn't believe it. So Dan Bongino, the gentleman that I know, graduated with him in the academy, and they're good friends. And when I went to see Dan, the gentleman I know made a call, and he was waiting for me, and that's how connected these guys are.
That's awesome.
So someone from above has put this together as destiny.
Yes.
Like, we could sit there and say, finger motion, GTII, finger motion, GTII. Now I can say, I have nothing to do with Rumble. Zero.
Yep.
So don't look at me to have my motive. My motive is obviously to make money like everyone else. But I have no skin in the game in Rumble. Zero. So for him to actually know that his partner or his former Secret Service, who they all know each other, is being attacked. I don't think Dan understands it all, but I told him to reach out to Dan and get the CEO, and they should all get together, and that should be the focal point, is that company, because that will, if they attack there, they'll attack everywhere.
Yeah.
And you're getting validation from a Secret Serviceman. Mm-hmm. Okay, a very well-known one. So the story is stronger. They don't have to worry about finger motion and who are these guys, or GTII is a piece of shit, or whatever you have to say. Now you have a company that's got $250 million in cash, a real business, everything's going, and you have a spokesperson as the former Secret Serviceman to President of the United States as your spokesperson.
Huge.
What more do you want? These guys are in the graduating class together. So, I mean, they know each other very well. So if you're looking for a gift from the gods, I couldn't believe it. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. And I'm telling you, they're going to come. This got stronger. I pointed the finger, go get them, go meet each other, go take care of it. The CEO of the company's reaching out to me again to give me more information. So I walked him through, 70% of it, the Dole Foods, all this nonsense. I tried to do as much as I can. I don't know how much he absorbed. But again, so that game is in motion at a high level, and it'll be done. I think things are going to start moving fast. I told him to hurry up because he has no time. I said, you got $250 million in the bank. Go spend $200,000 or $300,000 and get the game going. I said,
no joke.
I didn't ask him for a penny. I just said, go do what you have to do, and I left it at that. I sent the stuff to the Bloomberg Reporter about Rumble and how they're under attack, the same pattern. I did that also today. And then out of the blue, a shareholder from Long Island gave everybody the name of this attorney that's representing the Kramers and the rest of the thieves who want to open up the next Alpine. The attorney is pretty well known in the circles of doing work, transactions for all these debt spiral guys.
Yeah.
And his name will probably surface soon. I passed it to the FBI and the Secret Service already. And if under oath, if they go get this guy, I'm sure they can see the paperwork and everything he's doing. I'm told that they were trying to raise $20 million, and the Kramers were $4 million of it to start their own prime broker. Why would they start their own prime broker? so no one can see what they're doing. All right, they need someplace that's dirty that can do their dirty work. That's what Alpine was. Alpine gets shut down, they try to do something else. All right, and all the thieves and scoundrels will go gravitate to it. So these guys are scrambling around doing stuff. It's amazing. It's amazing that you stole all this money and they continue to do it as though it's their God-given right that they can steal and nobody can stop them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I stole $5 million and it's been a year and I got away with it, trust me, I pick up and you'll find me in the hills in Italy somewhere. I'd be gone. These guys are standing out loud, still trying to steal, thinking they're going to become Warren Buffett. And just like all great criminals, eventually they're going to get caught. So I think they overstayed, all of them. I don't know the whole gang. I don't know them all.
Yeah.
Like Lynn Partners, they just want to keep taking money and destroying. And now they're trying to clean up their mess, telling everybody that we're such great guys. I don't get it. You know, it's remarkable that they keep doing it. It's remarkable that your government doesn't do anything about it. And I can't believe that us, the band of gypsies that we're all here, that we are the police and no one's helping us. Think about that for a minute.
Right.
Think about that. Everyone here on these calls, I include everybody because everyone's part of it. Everyone retweets. I appreciate it. It's not just me. It's everybody doing a little piece to it. And again, I couldn't do this by myself. I tried. I've been doing it for 24 years and I couldn't do it. But the traction that we're getting now is, you know, out of this world only because everybody's kicking in. Yep. So I appreciate it. Sorry. And, you know, just keep up the work. I mean, we're trying to get you the information. People, I don't know these lawyers in Long Island. I'm not out there. I don't know who these guys are. But people live there are sick of getting robbed and giving them up. So that's the good thing. So people actually turning these guys in, getting us the names, and we pass it to law enforcement, you know, to be part of the crime. I gave it to the Bloomberg Reporter. I gave it to the FBI, the Secret Service. I helped the guy at Rumble. I don't know. The only thing I can't do is stop. I always told you, these guys just hit a sell button. No matter what a company does, they just hit sell buttons.
Yeah.
You know, and they can't take it to zero. So, you know, that's nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You know, they can't, the number, this is getting, years ago they could have done it, but not anymore. We are, you know, I feel we're in the bottom of the ninth and there's 2 outs. That's how I feel.
Wow. I love it.
I mean, I can't, I mean, I'm super confident. I'm nauseous that they mark it down. Don't get me wrong. I'm not happy about that. You can see the attacks. They just don't stop. It's just remarkable. Mm-hmm. You know, I have friends that own a lot of this Wolf. It was trading it. I left it was $2.50 to go to the doctors. They killed it below $2 at some point. The toxic debt guy in that one is Yorkville. They were big criminals too. You know, I don't have any stake in it. I'm just watching it because I'm of Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to see how these things trade. Without buying a $30 stock, you can buy a $2 stock. And at 250, moving to 3, it's doing what it should do. Yeah. The attack to get it below 2, that's now how stocks trade. It's just, you know, that company's based on fundamentals. Mm-hmm. Bitcoin's 47,000. It costs them 2,000 to produce a coin. They make 45,000. 2 months ago, they were making 25,000. Now they're making 45,000. So the value of revenue and income just keeps growing. Yeah. You know, their margins are growing, and it's like no one cares. It's just out of control. And all it is to get you to panic out of a stock. When you panic out, they'll take it up. Finger motion's been straight down since October 10th. Straight down every day. Yeah. And like, again, my older brother says, even a shitty stock has an update. This one hasn't had, no matter what happens, it opens up in the morning,
That's true.
Market down a nickel, a dime, a nickel, a penny, a nickel. It's the same thing every day. I posted this morning at 7:30 this morning. The opening trade pre-market was 1, 2, 3. I don't know about you, but to me that's a code.
Yeah, you think?
That was the opening trade. That tells them what they're going to do. Whoever's part of the gang, that's what they were going to do today, and that was the code 1, 2, 3. Because I don't know anybody who wakes up in the morning, go buy me 123 shares. You know, I never heard anybody do that my whole life. I could see 100 shares, not 123. At 7:30 in the morning, the first trade.
Yeah.
Anyway, I can't remember anything else I wanted to tell you, but all that happened today.
Yeah, it's a big day.
And I told it to William was meeting with the people from Trento mines today in
wow.
DC.
That's huge. That's
I
huge.
mean, and he said he had a great meeting. I said, William, I don't have time, and I hung up on him. I said, hey, good luck. That's all I said. I have no idea what happened. And William understands mining, and that's up to him. If there's something there, they know where to take it to. So
Yeah. Wow.
maybe he's helping them out. I don't know. I didn't have time to even question it, so I don't know. Do you have any questions? Or
I have some interesting stuff. Somebody is already, because I posted Dirty Mayo earlier, he put that guy's name up, the lawyer. So
right.
We've got a couple researchers here, and one of them says that the lawyer Koshkia, Nick, served as legal counsel for the SEC Division of Enforcement from 79 to 84. You can't make this up.
They do. Listen. That's what happens. These guys leave the SEC. Mm-hmm. Their friends are at the SEC, and they get information from people at the SEC.
It's unbelievable.
I was kind of hoping. I spoke to someone earlier, and they said that the Secret Service should come out and first, throw the hammer down about counterfeiting, but the next hammer should be that regulators that are informing lawyers outside of the SEC, like this guy's probably doing, or like when the SEC is tipping off Gibson Dunn, which is another lawyer of the Kramers, or the people in Bitcoin, they're tipping off these guys at Bitcoin about what's going on. In the middle is everyone else. We don't know what's going on. They're approving the ETF. They're not approving the ETF. I mean, no one knows, right, what's going on.
It was down its first day.
Right, the Secret Service and the FBI should basically say any regulators that are caught tipping off the attorneys, outside counsels, they should go to jail.
Yeah,
because they're giving information out, and I do think that the SEC attorneys, like this character, he left the SEC. He calls his friends back at the SEC and, tries to get a feeling of what what's the temperature of the SEC on naked short selling. Then he tells the criminals, hey, go back and keep robbing and make sure you pay me. That's what they pay him for.
Wow.
And this guy's trying to get the paperwork for a new prime broker. That's what that guy's trying to do. Mm-hmm. I don't even know his name. What's his name? I forgot his name. What did they post? I forgot the name.
The lawyer's name?
Nick something.
Nick
I forgot the last name.
Koshkia. It's like Coscia.
Yeah, something like that, right? Yeah.
They're also posting that he's been in trouble a bunch. 94 he got busted. 93, 96 he was suspended. Drunk driving in 2005. Guy's a mess.
That's who the Kramers are using. There you go. He's drafting documents. He could care less if they catch him. They're paying him a ton of money to do this stuff and file it, whatever it is.
Yep.
He tells them, "Don't worry, I'll protect you. I got friends at the SEC, and listen, this is the world you live in. I didn't create it. I have no idea. I thought when I first started fighting against the Kramers, I had no idea who they were. I was not a penny stock guy. That's not my thing. And I figured that we would blow these guys out of the water in a week.
Yeah.
Here it is, it's 3 years later, 4 years later. That shows you how powerful this whole thing is, and there's no fear, and the SEC's protecting them. There's not even a question.
Yeah, exactly.
All this stuff that we've done, the whistleblowing that we've done, it's just remarkable that the SEC has never said boo. I can't even think of what to do with the stupid truck, where to put it next. I have no idea. People say do it at the Super Bowl. If you've ever been to a Super Bowl,
good luck.
It's so spread out, you can't get close to it. You'll be in some stupid parking lot 2 miles away. It's not worth it. Mm-hmm. I have no idea what to do. I have zero idea.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing that the SEC just lets it go on like it's no big deal. I mean, they walked right past the truck. Mark Bazile was there yelling at him, and he refused to turn around, and, they took pictures of him. I mean, what more can you say? The guy walked right past it.
Yeah.
We put it up. We said 13 times. I put up the thing. Now, just on a funny note, the movie, The Producers, or the Broadway play, The Producers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And most of you guys are younger, but the original was Zero Mostel and Gene Wilder.
Yeah, Mel
And
Brooks
if you ever
movie.
get a chance to watch, all right, Max Bialystock, and the movie is, if you just watch the little trailer I put up, you can make more money with a flop than with a hit.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's exactly naked short selling.
Yeah.
The more they sell, the more money they make. The company gets killed, and no one says anything.
Yeah.
Think about it. I invest $1 million in your company at $10. If I want to convert, I'll get I can get, whatever amount of shares it is at 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say it's 10 million at 10, you get 10 million shares. Push it down to a penny, you get billions of shares. And, you give up $10 million or $100 million you invest. By the time you sell all those shares, you walk away making $700 million. And you pay no tax on it.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. I mean, and they're doing it all stocks. And Root, CEI, OPK, VUZ, it's endless.
Oh yeah.
It's just that those CEOs don't know how to fight back.
Yeah.
No one knows how to fight back.
No.
I told you, I spoke with the guy from Rumble. He was like, what? Who? What? He's like, couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
250 million shares short because I'm the biggest holder. I says, listen, you don't understand. They're here to kill you. That's what they're doing. I said the average price on all those shares sold is $8.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, and this shows you how stupid the CEOs are. It's got nothing to do with, I don't mean to slander the guy.
Yeah, not in a mean way, just ignorant. Maybe it's a better word.
He said that I have $250 million. If they push the stock down, I could just buy it and take it private.
Yeah.
And I said, that's exactly what they want you to do.
Exactly.
He goes, what do you mean? Well, let's say you take it private at $1. They're short at 8. That means they make 7 times 250 million shares. They're laughing all the way to the bank. You did them a favor. You closed out their position for them. They love it.
Yep.
No one's happier than the shorts.
Yeah.
Instead of making $8, they made 7. Big fucking deal. That's how these guys look at it. So I said, so you were thinking you were going to punish them, and all you did was make them rich.
Yeah.
I said, you need to fight and bust it like GameStop and take it to 500. I go, how do I do that? He goes, you need to get all this buying. I says, you'll never get that done.
Yeah.
I says, that's not going to happen. You need to figure out some dividends, something to trap the shorts, get the proof, do all these little tricks, as much as you can do. You got smart lawyers, figure it out.
Yeah.
I says, I gave him some ideas. I says, but you need to move on it. You can't sit here and call me back 5 months from now. You'll be $1.
100%.
Because they're not going to let. He goes, well, I have an SEC investigation from the SEC's after me. I said, well, Pat Byrne had it. His stock went to 130 with the SEC calling him up. I says, don't listen. The SEC always shoots the messenger.
Yeah.
And it's a funny thing. The gentleman that's trying to help us to get to South Korea, he's a shareholder, and the people he knows are very powerful in South Korea. And he said they believe that I'm on the SEC watch list. I says, for what? I says, I got a baseball glove, a pickleball, a car, and that's about all I have. What are you going to take from me? I don't even care.
Yeah.
If you're going to throw me in jail, throw me in jail. I don't care. Just make sure you leave me with my paddle. I don't care. I'm not selling shares short. I don't have a law firm. I don't have international accounts. I told the guy, I says, the SEC is on my watch list. What do you want me to say? I don't know what to say. And he goes, you're right. I said, okay. And we got past that. Because they, obviously by making all this noise, you become the messenger, right? You're the target.
Yeah.
I don't know how they got me. I don't know what to say anymore about them. To tell you the truth, I don't even give a shit about them anymore. I'm past that. And I think what's really got them worried is that we went to the real police, the SEC. I went to the FBI and the Secret Service.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you knock on my door tomorrow, I can 100% document and give you the names, their cell phone numbers, their telephone numbers, their offices, you name it, I can give it to them.
Yeah.
So I think that once they go down that road, I think they got a big problem.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So, and meanwhile, people are posting the criminal lawyers sitting here, and the guys, they're still operating, all of them. Yeah. So what am I worried about? I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So that's about it. You have any other questions? I tried to give you that was all today, by the way, everything I did.
Yeah,
and I was getting treatment for my knees. I was doing that in the middle of it all.
Somebody was asking about your stem cell. They said, is it painful to get it done?
Yes. Ouch, ouch, ouch. So what they did is they start out, they throw 50 needles in your legs for, what do you call it? Acupuncture to bring blood flow to the knees. That's what they start. You sit with them for 40 minutes. All right. Then they put they do cold lasers to drive more blood flow. It's about blood flow, the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
Then he comes in with these big needles, big, and they start jamming it around your knees, and it's on the left side of your thigh, going up on both sides. There's an IT band that crosses your knee, so they jam it into these things, and it was okay. It was okay. We hurt because they're pushing fluid in.
Yeah.
Then he goes around your kneecap, and trust me, when he stuck it in my knee, because he said he's got a good hand, a good feel not to hurt you.
Uh-huh.
He jammed it into my kneecap. I told him, you fucking liar. You said it wasn't going to hurt you. That hurt. I mean, and the one thing they did tell me to do was go out and play. I went and played pickleball last night.
Oh, wow.
2 hours after he said you need to keep moving. It's important.
Wow. Okay.
So I went out and played. I came home. I have to drink plenty of water. And then it feels like someone, I don't know if anyone ever seen the Dave Chappelle, when him and Eddie Murphy and his brother beat up Rick James, hitting him in the legs,
Yeah.
beating his legs on the couch. That's what it felt like. They hit my legs with a baseball bat, both my legs. I was in so much pain all night. And you can't take anything for the inflammation because it actually works counter to the stem cells.
Wow.
So you sit there in enormous pain. Your legs feel like they're exploding. And this goes on for 6 days. So last night I really didn't sleep. I was tossing and turning, getting up and down all night.
Sure.
I kept jumping in the shower because you have to put heat on it all the time. Just put hot water on it. But it was painful. And when you're walking around like today, I feel good. As soon as I sit down, though, it hurts. It really hurts.
Yeah.
So that's it. And hopefully it works, and I'll find out in the next 20 days how it works. But I went out and played yesterday, told me to go play. My wife thought I was insane. She thought I was lying. But I went out and played. That was it. See what happens.
Wow. That's wild.
Well, that is life, my friend. So this other thing is like, I know it's financially. I know people are losing. Believe me, I can't. My family, friends, everyone I know in the world owns it. All day long, I get messages, call me. Thank God my phone is broken. I can't really get the phone calls, else I'll be off the hook.
Yeah.
But I call back as many people as I can. And, I told them, what I think, what doing, what's going on, and we'll see what happens. The earnings are coming out in finger motion. If William's meeting with the people from Trento, obviously something's cooking there. I don't know. I didn't speak to him. And William is a mining guy, so hopefully that's for GTII. Finger motion, we know the earnings are coming out either Friday or Monday, the 12th to the 15th, I was told.
Okay.
Is the market closed on Monday?
I think it might be. It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. But I don't know if the market
someone
closes
said that
for
to me. I don't know if it's closed or not, but they said I heard it was the 12th to the 15th. I'm not sure. So if the market's closed, maybe it's Tuesday then. I don't know.
Yeah, let me see. Is the market closed? Federal holiday. That doesn't tell me about the market. Yeah, stock market's closed. Yep.
All right, so I guess it'll be Monday or Tuesday. It's either Friday, Monday, or Tuesday.
Yeah, so maybe tomorrow, guys.
But the stock may have an update tomorrow, you think? I said 205 million, but I stopped counting a while ago.
Yeah.
So I made it and said, okay, every day it goes down. Again, just think of the numbers. 100,000 a day.
I know, it's crazy.
100 is 500 is 2 million a month. We're at 210 million.
Finger was
people keep saying
Finger was up in the after hours too, so maybe Maybe it's a build-up.
I don't believe in any of that nonsense. That's all garbage.
Okay.
If you look at it, 210 million. If everyone says you're full of shit, you're crazy, say, okay, just make it 20 million shares then. Okay, for shits and giggles, let's make it 20 million. We think it's 210 million. Make it 20 million. You see them buying back 20 million shares? If they bought back 20 million shares, your stock would be $30. Easy. That's 20 million shares.
Yeah, that's huge.
So what have they purchased back? Nothing.
I mean, what was GameStop when it ran? What was the short interest on that when it ran? 120? I don't think it was...
GameStop, the short in GameStop at that time, okay, I explained it to the guy from Rumble today. If you go to Yahoo, you can hit up if you get the quote and a stock. If you go to GameStop, anyone who wants to do it right now, I'll walk you through it nice and slow on Yahoo. If you go to Yahoo Finance, where it says options, once you get the quote in GameStop, you'll see options. Right next to it, it says holders. And you click on that, and it'll show you the institutional ownership in the stock. The one thing the SEC cannot hide is the institutional ownership. If you're a fund, you buy stock, you file a report that you own it, whatever it is. You own 1%, 2%,
Sure.
10%, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
In GameStop, when I did the report on February in 2020, that number was at 177% of the float was owned by funds reporting.
Institutions? Yeah. That's what it came out.
Just institutions.
Wow.
Then you add in non-reporting hedge funds and funds, okay? Since it's a $4 stock, if that number is 171 on reporting, it's got to be 30 to 40% more for hedge funds that own 50,000, 100. They don't report they own these stocks.
Wow.
So you add them in, so you're over 200%. And since it's a monster retail stock, you add another 50%. So I thought it was up to about 270. 270% was owned, and there's only 277% was owned. As you can only own 100%. So it was over 177% already in fake shares.
Just reported. Wow.
And the SEC on the 177, okay, that was in the Yahoo thing, that was the institutional ownership. They can't hide that number. That was the proof.
Wow.
Okay. If you look at GameStop today, the number is now 33%.
Yeah, I got it right up right now.
So that means when the stock ran to 500, all the funds sold it. It went from 177 to 33%. That means they all sold out.
Yeah, wow.
If you see that number start going back up again, that means they're coming for another round in it. Okay, but it hasn't changed in a while. I check on it every once in a while. If it goes from 33 and all of a sudden I see the 55, maybe 65, that means the funds are coming back for another round.
Okay. What's an average high? What's an average high? Like when funds are getting ready to build up, what's an average high? I mean, 177.
Well, it depends on the stock. If you hit up Dog Victor Apple, DaVita, which is a Warren Buffett owned stock,
yeah,
which was under attack, that was about 92%. Recently that was at 125, and the stock squeezed over to $130 when it was when it was over 100.
Yeah. So I'm looking at this one right now called Bowl, BOWL. It's at 132%.
Right. Those are names you keep an eye on. You find the list, go look at those names.
Okay.
I know nothing about that stock. Restoration Hardware has always been a high over 100%. There's been a bunch of them like that. These Lululemon's always been a high one. There's names because they're only in the big cap names because the big caps got funds that buy them and report. In the small stocks, you don't get it. I think Finger Motion has some institutional ownership. Hit that up for a second.
Yeah,
what is that? Maybe
I'll go right now. Let's see.
10, 15%, maybe. I don't even know. 2%. I don't know what the number is.
It's
very
at
low.
12.5.
It's at 12.5%, right? So funds are starting to get into it now. if that number keeps rising, and I think as the earnings get better, you'll start seeing institutions start buying the stock.
Wow.
Finger Motion is a retail stock drifting towards institutional. There was zero institutional since I've been following it. Now it's up to 12%.
Yeah.
RUM, I think it's at 23%. I spoke with the CEO about that today. I taught him how to do it.
Let me see.
I think it's at 23%.
33%.
Oh, so it's 33%. Okay, I didn't remember the number. So it's 33%. And I told him, I says, you are not an institutional name yet. You're getting there. But when you start drifting up to those bigger numbers, if Rumble is a retail stock, because guys like yourself who follow it, people that follow the political scene and want freedom of speech, they buy this stock.
Mm-hmm.
So as the institutional stock number goes higher, add in the retail and the non-reporting funds, and you got a monster number then.
Yeah.
So that number on Rumble is probably, the short that we're talking about is probably all retail and non-reporting funds. That's what that number is right there now.
Yeah.
And that's something the SEC, they cringe if they know we can figure out the number, because every reporter says the same thing. Where's the proof? Where's the proof? That's all they ever say. Where's the proof?
Yeah.
Well, they won't give us the proof. How come MMTLP is looking for the proof? They won't tell them, right? What's so hard?
Mm-hmm.
If the market is supposed to be so transparent, how come no one can get the information? Who owns the stock? Why don't you tell us? Public companies have no idea who owns their stocks. The CEO of Rumble had no idea. He doesn't know anything. So hopefully we saved their ass. I do think that the Secret Service can now save the most famous Secret Service guy in a public company and be the heroes of the world. Give them the medals. I could care less. Dan Bongino could be the hero. I could care less. But if that happens there, I told the guy from Rumble, I says, you make it happen. I says, everyone wins. You become the hero. That's what I told him.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's about, yeah.
No, I was going to say, I just got people just want to hear the breakdown on, just do real quick. Anything new, GDC, ZJY, or QL?
Yeah, my buddy flew in from Taiwan yesterday, and he's dead in bed with COVID. Nothing has changed. He did tell me this: if anyone can check Interactive Brokers, he said Interactive Brokers was offering 1.1 million shares to loan out. And that that crazy stock, ZY, whatever it is, I can't remember the symbols. ZJYL, right?
Yeah, ZJYL.
He said they were offering 1.1 million to loan out. If anyone has an Interactive Broker account, if they could see if they're still doing that, there's not that many shares in the company, and they were offering more than the shares in the company to lend out. For him to tell me that, he saw it. That means he's seen it.
Yeah.
And I'll get the update on GDC tomorrow. I'll when he wakes up. He texted me he was dead. He said he couldn't talk.
Okay.
I can't believe he flew on a plane all the way. I mean, everybody in the plane must be sick now. So, I mean, that's how this thing spreads. So, listen, it gets hard. Life goes on. People get sick. People die. People in MMT have passed away. I'm sure people in GTI have passed away. I've heard, I've had people call me up and their husband passed away and they own the stock, and I told them the best thing to do is just sell it, move on.
Yeah.
That was, I've had that call maybe 2 years ago. A woman called me up, got in touch with me, my husband, he owned the stock. He told me, left me a note if anything ever happened to him. He died of COVID, and I told her just sell it and, go enjoy the rest of your days. That's, what can I say?
Yeah.
I don't want to make the guy passes away and the wife's got to sit here call me up about GTI and Finger. I said, just sell it and, move on. End the comment. You don't need to get involved in this.
Mm-hmm.
It happens all the time. It's life. So people getting sick, when someone's sick, I give them until he pops back up. I don't want to torture him and say, hey, what about us? I don't want to do that. I know they own the stock, they're legitimate people, and I just can't do that. So.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
But he did text me about that 1.1 million about Interactive Brokers. That I know.
When when you open up your, sorry, hold on a second. I lost it. Yeah, the brokerage you were talking about the other day. Would it be something that's publicly traded?
Well, that's a good point. I've been waiting for the details and the amounts that we need for, like, the Kramers are trying to open up a prime broker. They're trying to raise 20, and the Kramers, I heard, were putting up 4 million. So they actually got numbers on it. I don't have the numbers yet to open up a brokerage firm and what we need to have to be self-clearing. So that's what I'm working on.
Yeah.
What we would do first, I want the brokerage firm to be so that the brokerage firm doesn't have tremendous liability. We want it to be just a buy and sell only company. Like we wouldn't want you coming to us and say, hey, we want to do all these exotic trades, options. Go do options someplace else. If you want to do shorting, go do it someplace else. We don't want to get involved in that whole game. We want people to feel comfortable if they buy finger motion at our brokerage firm, that you know that your stock is settling. That's what we want it to be. Mm-hmm. We don't need to be the exotic brokerage firm. If you want to be, if you want to turn yourself into a hedge fund, I would tell you, hey, go do option trading at Charles Schwab. They got a good option desk. You want to short, go to this guy. You can go look and see who's the best guys to borrow. You do that someplace else. But as a small brokerage firm, we want to specialize in that we enforce settlement. So if we're enforcing settlement, means that we want to be a buy and sell only firm. We don't want short selling. We don't want any of that. So it would be a specialized firm. So like, let's say you wanted to go buy 10,000 shares of Finger. My advice would be, if you want to keep your account wherever else it is, if you want to trade these stocks, come here, because rest assured you will be protected, and we will protect you in your investments here. Whatever stock it would be, if you're buying Rumble or this one or that one. To make it short, sweet, easy to do. We don't have to come up with $100 million. We can come up with probably $15, $20 million, and we can be in business and be a small brokerage firm. And we would be out there attacking, anyone who wants to buy stocks, take it out of, Robinhood. Most people are not going to Robinhood as shorting and doing all these exotic trades. No one does that. So very few people do that stuff.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't even do it anymore. The most I would do is options. I'm not a short seller, so I don't do that. Mm-hmm. But you need less money because the firm has less liability, correct?
Yeah.
And this way, and if we were to get going, we can always put it into a public vehicle and get it trading, because Robinhood is a $10 billion company. So, give me a little room, and we'll try to get that going.
Absolutely.
And again, we're here to make money. I'm not here for, I'm not here for medals. I could give a rat's ass about that. We're here to make money. I have a family. I have kids, I have grandkids, and you know what? We all want to do the same thing. We want to travel. We want to spend money. We want to buy a nice car. We all want to do the same thing. So. Yeah,
exactly. No more questions really. Got one guy who says that the stock Sava, SAVA, released a warrant and to trap shorts, and they went up 100% today.
That's it. So you understand it. People keep yelling, "Oh, these things don't work." Blah blah blah. Look what MMTLP has created. Look what GTII has created. People still can't get their dividends. I had a friend of mine telling Charles Schwab he can't get his dividend because it's a foreign security. I had lunch with the guy yesterday. I said, "What?" He goes, "I live in Michigan. It's not a foreign stock. What are you talking about?"
Somebody told me today that they were told that GTI's been under a merger since the 23rd of December, and that's why they can't do it.
Everyone's making up a different story, and people call me, "When isn't the company?" It says the company, he put out a press release. They told you the shares were issued. There's no more shares. That's it. They did what they're supposed to do. They can't sit here and worry about everyone getting. This is Wall Street. The Wall Street is just lying to you. Your brokers are lying to you. Imagine your own brokers protecting the crooks and trying to hurt you. That's all you have to understand about the whole thing. And that's what these dividends do. The dividend is not to get you rich. It's here to expose the criminals.
Yeah.
That's all it is. So people got to get over it. The company's giving a warrant out for a reason. If the stock squeezes, when GTI first did it, the stock was 60 cents. They gave out a warrant at $2.75. This was a while ago. For people who weren't around then, the bashers were out there laughing. It's $2.10 away. It's never going to get there. All of a sudden, the stock, what did it do? Exploded past then. People were exercising their warrants. They were selling their stock at $8 or $9, buying back in with the warrant at $2.75. That's what it's about, right? I just showed you how to benefit from it, right?
Yeah.
But guess what? The brokerage firms were telling people, if you exercise this warrant, we won't let you put it back in this account. You got to go someplace else.
Mm-hmm.
That means they didn't have it.
Yeah.
So the company should have made $20 million. I think they made $3.5 or $4 million because a lot of people didn't do it. They wanted to do it. Imagine having 2,000 shares and you got 6 points that you could put in your pocket for nothing, and that's $12,000. And people couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So that's what they did to smother that time. So that warrants and the dividends exposed the shorts. And you say, well, what's the best thing about it? The best thing about doing those transactions is it's a snapshot. On that day, when the record date comes, if you had to go to a court of law, okay, which is hard because most people can't afford to sue these Goldman Sachs and all these guys, they would be forced to show their cards on that day, their record date. It doesn't change. So if Goldman owned 10 million shares of finger motion on January 1, if that was the record date, if anyone ever subpoenaed them, we would have to see that they own 10 million shares, even though it's January 20th and half those shares were sold and traded now. Anyone who owned it on the record date, someone just told me, Canada now pushing more rules.
Yeah.
Kristen
posted
tweeted it out, and still we wait for the U.S. Kristen Shaughnessy, I hope I got it right. She just tweeted me that, texted me that Canada is pressing more.
Yeah, I'm posting it
so
right
you
now.
Understand, let me just give you a little history here. The way to make it short years ago was from Canada into the U.S. So the Canadians were taking orders from the U.S., Canaccord, by the way. But all the order flow was going U.S. to Canada back into the U.S. Mm-hmm. Now the whole world is just coming into us from Europe and everywhere else. But Canadians were protecting their markets and letting us get killed. They couldn't get a rat's ass.
Exactly.
But they started to go after the Canadian companies, and now the Canadians are really stepping it up now, saying, hey, we got to stop this here because we know what it's about. Mm-hmm. We've been robbing the U.S. for a long time. We got to stop it now here. So the Canadians are stopping it. And, Canadians, UK, India, just look at the movement that we're having here.
It's huge.
And you know what? Excuse me?
It's huge. I mean, it's spreading like wildfire. Yeah.
I mean, I keep telling everybody, just tell one person. That's all you have to do. Listen, if you do anything and you have nothing to do with any of this stuff, pay attention to Rumble with the Secret Service. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the Secret Service is going to come. And when they get these guys, they go into jail. And the most important names of the people going to jail that I see are the Kramers, Alpine, and Lynn Partners. Now, I don't know who the short is in Rumble or who the short, or maybe Yorkville and Wolf. But, when they say, who do you think we should go after first, we're all going to point the finger and say, oh, there you go, get these guys.
Yeah.
Because we know all these details on this stuff. Mm-hmm. We've been reporting it for a long time. So those are the first people. I call it the low-hanging fruit. Those are the first people to go. Then it goes up the ladder. Then I think you'll see the SEC change the rules once they start getting locked up, and the game will change.
Yeah.
Then it'll be a nice, orderly market where you can buy a stock, leave, and not come back and see your stock get smacked down like Wolf in 30 seconds, or a bear raid like you've seen in finger motion from Capybara or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, the market used to be very normal. It never, the activity was never like this. This is like the Wild West. You turn your head, your stock is up, down, all over the place.
That's crazy.
Companies are not doing anything exciting on a daily basis.
Yeah.
They make it sound they're like, everyone, for example, like Finger Motion, these guys wrote a story like the company's failed in the last 20 days. It's going out of business. It's been selling off as though it's going out of business, correct?
Oh, yeah, 100%. If any other company put out a PR like what they did yesterday, where they already have 200,000 people signed up on an app, I mean, as right when they announce it, it would be huge news. But
instead, the first trades are down and push it down all day long.
Yep.
They can't have any momentum because they don't want that news. They want everyone on this phone call, because most of everybody here is a retail investor.
Mm-hmm.
And they want you to sit there and say, oh, my God, this stock acts like shit. That's what everybody says to me. Oh, it acts like shit. And they go, well, one person said to me, oh, the company must be selling stock. I just hung up on the guy. I said, get lost. Get out of here. Just go get out of here. And it's funny because I put up the photo of the Roman army.
Mm-hmm.
When you work together, you win.
Yeah.
The shorts are trying to break everyone apart. Yeah. And just like the guy I just described to you, who's trying to blame the company for selling shares now, which they aren't. Mm-hmm. He has no proof. I have no proof or no information about that. But he's blaming the company because the company's raising money and selling shares. I said, do you have any proof of that? No, it has to be that. And I just says, oh, my goodness, that just shows you that now the investors, or not all of them, are turning and saying, oh, my God, it's the company. Oh, it's that big mouth Ham. He's selling it. He's doing this. Ham is promoting it. That's what they do.
Somebody's asking if Rumble has a toxic note.
That's a good question because I asked the CEO that. Mm-hmm. And he was very vague on it. Okay. He said he took money, but he gave them shares. I says, is there anything still open? And he goes, I don't think so. And I'm like, I kind of believe that he must have something. I don't know. I didn't dig into it. I have no idea. It's not my business.
I saw they had.
And I did ask the question. He didn't come out and say absolutely not, which I expected that answer, but I didn't get that. It sounded like sounded like he did something, but he took care of it, and I don't really know who, what, where. But I told him they only attacked because they need a crutch, something to hedge themselves.
Yeah.
And, once they have something to hedge themselves with and saying, okay, we can short the shit out of this thing, but we can always cover it on the note. Mm-hmm. If there's no toxic note, that's when it's open season on them.
Yeah, exactly.
So GTII, the Kramers had the note, this note is gone, and now all this volume and all this nonsense stems from other, trying to hold us down to protect all the shares they sold. Mm-hmm. Finger Motion, same thing with Lynn Partners. The naked short in Finger Motion was 6 million shares for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Lynn came in, it went from 6 million to 205 million. Uh-huh. I don't know about you, but I could see the direct correlation between the two. There's not even a question about it. Uh-huh. I mean, so you could see when they got involved what happened.
Oh, yeah.
And look how we can't get, and look at it now. Oh, we're angels. We didn't do anything. We're good guys. Yet they called the company, okay? If you go to a trade show and you sat down with the CEO, he tells you right out, oh, they called the company. They tried to, they wouldn't take the money back when we tried to pay them. They called the company, their lawyers called the company, were complaining that the company was orchestrating a short squeeze. Yeah. Who says that if you're in the long? I mean, anybody who's long a stock and the company is orchestrating a short squeeze, if they could, would sit there and say bravo.
Exactly. Right? Excited.
I wouldn't say anything else. Oh, what are they trying to do to get the stock higher so I make more money? Oh, that's a bad thing. Oh, I don't want them to do that.
Exactly. Yeah. I've heard it's a good way to make money. I don't know about that.
Right. Oh, yes. Listen, number one, I told the guy, the CEO of Rumble today, I said, listen, you got a great business, blah, 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 whatever you're doing. I said, the number one business in the world is creating a short squeeze. Mm-hmm. GameStop went from 3 3/4 to $550.
Yeah.
I said, that company, they had the hole dug and they were throwing them in the hole at 3 3/4.
Yeah. And it held after that. It held over 120 for almost 2 years.
That's what, and I told him it stays up. The company raises money. It's
Yeah.
a different thing. They try different things. It may still fail. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. What they should have done is raised a ton of money, closed all their stores, and just bought Apple Computer like everybody else does, and say we're Warren Buffett now. That's what they should have did. Instead of trying to build a business, shut everything down, fire everybody, and just go out there and buy 10 million shares of Apple with all the money they raised, and see you later. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
And I would tell the SEC, go fuck yourself.
I mean,
We're Apple Computer.
it's at 14 now after a four-way split, which would put it at $56. So it's still really held after a short squeeze. It changed the company.
It changed the company. The company, that was 3 years ago, right? February 2020, right?
Yep, exactly.
3.5, 4 years
January
ago.
2021, yeah.
Right. So here it is. They're still alive because of a short squeeze.
Exactly.
So it's the best business model ever, if you can figure it out, right?
Yeah, huge.
Anything else?
Nah, nothing you haven't answered recently. So
well,
I think you're good. You need to get some rest.
I'm gonna go put my Bengay on and begin my heating process. And tomorrow morning I have to go play pickleball to loosen up, and then I have to go for another treatment. So, and I'll be available afternoon. So if you need anything, let me know then.
Will do. All right, take care.
All right, have a great night. Thank you.
Too. And see you. Bye. Wicked, you say you're sorry for adding more stress to Ham's life? No, he loves it. Are you kidding me? He's excited about the Rumble thing. We all are. It's huge, especially if Bongino starts announcing and they start fighting. It's a little bummer to hear about the possibility that they have some kind of note, but I don't. That sounded like they sold shares to raise money and not take a note. I think he'd know the difference, but who knows? Like I said, I saw today they don't have any debt, so that makes me think it's not a note. But who knows? Either way, they can still get out of it. GNS just bought out theirs, although it didn't help them run, but should be hopefully stuck. Did you guys hear him say though that William today met with Trento? That was huge. I actually knew about it. I didn't know if I was allowed to speak on it, but since Ham broke the ice on that, I'll talk about it. But I don't know any details. I'm waiting to hopefully get more on that. But that's huge. I mean, that means things are moving on that. If they're talking about it, something's going on. So, I mean, why else would they come to? William's in D.C., so why else would they come to D.C. and talk to William unless something's going on? And yes, I know somebody asked, what does William do? Apparently, William was in Wall Street, but on the business side, less so on the market side, although I think he has a little bit of experience there. And anyways, William used to help people run companies and get funding for companies and stuff. So he's got a long history of that. And apparently, Ham told me once, maybe he said on here, but apparently he's a mine expert. Which, William's like the most interesting man in the world, right? Like those commercials, he knows everything. I mean, he's every song, every movie. He's a man of class, culture, man of culture. That's what it is. So, Jeff, did he mention or hint at a deal with? No, he didn't hint at anything, but I'll tell you, I mean, we all know GTII has Trento as something they're trying to work through on their website. It's on the website, guys. I'm not telling you anything we haven't known for months, years even. And so, yeah, they came to town and they're in the country and they talked to William today. So who knows? GTI is just up the street from DC in New York. So, we can read into it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I know anything else than that. I just say you can read into that. And to me, that's a good indicator. It's a good indicator of what's possible. So, Pechke talking to Thomas. Let's see. Brett says, "As expected, U.S. Securities Commission filed a lawsuit against Oct." I need to look into this Octus Fund thing. I don't even know what's going on with that. I wanted to ask Ham, but I didn't get around to it. Sorry about that. Is Ben Gay related to Benzinga? I'll have to look into that. Not actually, you should. You're the lawyer. I like William too, Ellie. Honey, only a puddly amount of shares here. With that price, all I need to help family. Amen. That's right. Can I repeat what's happening? I just talked about it, Brandon. Who's William meeting? He had lunch with some guys from Trento. That's what he said. Queefer, what's up? You sent Tulsi Gabbard information, Ham's handle. That's awesome. Yes, I did see she's partnering with Twitter, so that's awesome. LD says, who is Trento? Well, Trento is a mine in Chile, with all kinds of stuff, lithium, gold, silver. They have a bunch of precious metals down there, but I think lithium's the big one right now. Anyways, the last evaluation of Trento that I know of, and somebody could Google this and maybe find I'm wrong, but the last one I know of was $15 billion. And on top of that, the deal GTI had in place with Trento was for $6 billion. I don't know what's going on with it now. I don't. That was a year or more ago. All this whole time they've been just trying to work out details and get the funding for it. So, but yeah, that $6 billion deal would be immediate. It's because it's 40% is what I heard of the 15, which would make it $6 billion. So yeah, that would change GTI overnight. It would. That's the kind of deal that changes everything. It's not just a even $100 million deal wouldn't change everything overnight. It'd help a little bit, but it's not. But this would be the kind of deal that could change something overnight. Yeah. Yeah, it's huge, huh? Yeah, I know. Pretty exciting stuff. Hence why all the shills, says Brandon. Yeah, you're probably right about that. Definitely got some in the chat tonight. I was surprised. Stoney's been an old time watcher, and he was pissed off tonight. So I didn't ban him, but I put him in timeout for a day to cool off. I know people are upset about price action, some of them, but listen, I feel for everybody who's lost money. I really do. I know people who've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in these plays. I know them, and I would consider some of them friends. Great people, and they're pissed, and they're hurting, and I get it. I do. But, ultimately it comes down to we all made choices. We chose who to trust. We chose when we thought things were going to happen. We made all that decision. The only thing brought to us was information. We made the decisions based on that. And ultimately, you always got to you got to own it yourself. You do. And I'm sorry, I'm down as well. Not that kind of money, but I'm down, and I'm down, I don't know, 70% right now. And it's not fun. I'm not having fun with the price, but I tell you what, I'm here for something bigger than that. I'm here for long-term big play and breaking something open. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here just for a quick trade. I'd love it to be quick, but that's not what I'm here for. So I get it. I get the anger. Some people, if it's good people are angry, I get it. That's why I went on timeout, not ban. But the shills are out too. That is for sure. Lots of them on Twitter lately. Oh my God, there's been so many. But today was actually pretty quiet because I've blocked so many, which is wonderful. Dustin, MMAT is settling. They are found at fault paying $1 million over the merger. What? I don't know anything about that, Dustin. I haven't heard anything. Steve, sitting tight on MMTLP shares, waiting on GTR finger rip. Amen. Biggest pickleball facility in Miami. Nice, Jay. Ham will want to check that out. Yeah, Thomas, when we're over the target, shills come out. That's 100%. Yep. Yeah, John, Brett, Mark Bazil is involved in bringing suit on Octus. Oh, okay. That sounds like a big one. Brand says, we know the story hasn't changed, only gone further in. That's right. Yeah, I don't think Ham's messing around when he says he thinks we're in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs. I think he means it. I think he does. Does it mean he'll be right? No. But does he mean it? Yeah, I don't doubt that Ham means what he says at all. I don't. If I did, I want to have him on all the time. If I did, I want to be building a relationship with him. I get to talk to Ham fairly regularly now because we've built trust with each other. I like him, and I trust him. I do believe he means what he says. I don't expect him to be right 100% of the time because I understand that he's only communicating what he can communicate and what he thinks. He's not a prophet. He's not telling us exactly how everything will go down. He's communicating his knowledge. I don't hold him responsible when he's wrong, unless he lies. But I've never caught him in a lie, and I don't think I ever will, because I don't think he's that kind of person. So I have no problems with being wrong sometimes. It is what it is. And here's the deal: all he has to do is be right once. All he has to do is be right once, and be right once, and we're all our lives are changed. So, and that's what I care about the most. And I look, Michael Burry is a perfect example of this. I love Michael Burry's story. I think he's a genius. I really do. And he's been wrong 9 out of 10 times. But when he was right so big that now he can be wrong the rest of his life and it won't matter. You know what I mean? So all you have to do in these kind of things is be right once. That's it. And I think we're going to be right twice or 3 times. That's how good I think our setup is. I really do. Jay, you remember a while back William said he thought Trento's dead? Well, I can tell you 100% it's not dead. I can tell you it's not dead. I don't know how far it is, but I can tell you it's dead. Not dead. William's giving him the business. T. Alex is down 140,000. Yeah, so I feel you, man. Brand, I like reading the Shills post. Tell me where that. There you go. Yeah, requires big boy. Taking stride. That's right, man. Andy, I'm down over 800,000. Wow, Andy, God bless you, man. That takes balls to be down that much. And you might be a tougher person than me. I don't know if I could handle that. Rosie, when Ham says the bottom of the ninth, it's the timeline of his 24 years. That's a great question, Rosie. I would not say it's 24 years, but I would say, at least in our plays, it's probably 3 or 4 years. So yeah, that last inning could take 6 months, but, or if you know baseball, an inning can take up an hour and the rest of the game take 2. So it could take a year. But the point is we're right there. Everything's lined up. Everything's set up. Now we just got to get that last out. And I believe he means that. So hard and long. That's right, John. Matthew Parker. Yep, exactly, man. Phil, next week my wife's off to Bahamas for a week. My dog won't be in timeout at all. That's a good week, huh, Phil? The Big Short. That's right, John. Yep. That's right. Andy, not a whale anymore. Well, you will be 100 times over once this goes with that kind of money in. Brad, we all need to remember we're fighting criminals on Wall Street. It's not 100%. Absolutely. Yep. Jeff, be so right once you can be wrong the rest of your life. Maybe that'll be the tag on my tombstone in 100 years when I die. Bottom of the ninth, in regard to Finger, GTR, both, LD, both. Andy, S is T, at least I'm still married. There you go. Amen to that. Rosie, hope we don't go to extra innings. Me too. It's always possible, but I don't think it's going to happen. Brand, with the new consultant, Trento and Town meeting William, things are going to get spicy. Good point. I didn't even put it together with the consultant there too. Yeah. Brandon, good point. Who knows, guys? Who knows? Something big could be coming around the corner. Maybe we get a lot of hits at once. Finger blowout earnings, dividend probably with Finger. Ham's talking about a deal coming with Finger soon, and maybe some news with Trento, maybe all at once. Holy cow. Watch out. That would change everything. Heath Roach, not going anywhere after 3 years. I love it. Jay, I'm down 6 figures, and I say it just doesn't matter. Bill Murray. Good for you, Jay. You're a tough guy, too. The one, people, we must understand we have 2 companies, GTI Finger, are fighting as long as they continue that way. 100% the one. 100%, man. I totally agree. Not why all my friends call me Tor. I got that joke, Thomas. Mortals down 5 figures. Yeah, no rain delays, Rosie. Absolutely. Listen, guys. Today was a big day. Okay, so let's just recap before I head out here. We had 3 major things happen today. 3 things that I think are really big. Until your wife found out, Jay. Oh man, Jay, don't get in trouble, buddy. That's too funny. We had 3 big things happen today. Okay, Ham connected with CEO of Rumble, and that guy wants to fight. He hasn't completely entered the fight yet, but he wants to fight. He's ready. That's big. Rumble's connected to Dan Bongino, who's huge, has massive pull. His show gets like 3 million views a day. Massive, massive pull. We get that microphone on our team, things are going to accelerate fast, okay? His buddy is the Secret Service guy that Ham's been talking to. You can't make this stuff up. It can't make it up. It's amazing. That's amazing. That's number 1. Number 2, Ham gets a shareholder tip. We now know the lawyer who's a total crook working with the Kramers to get this prime broker up. We, I think, through full exposure and everything, can make it much harder for them to pull us off, maybe even impossible. So that's huge. And because we're going to make his name famous. And number 3, William met with the Trento people today at lunch. It's absolutely huge. This is a big day, guys. It's a big day. On top of that, inflation's up, economy's doing worse. I mean, come on, what else? Bitcoin ETF is out. It was a big day, guys. Some days, a lot of stuff happens all at once, and this was one of those days. I think it's pretty exciting. So, yeah, just end today, guys, on a high note. I really believe we're close, just like Ham said. 9th inning, 2 outs. We're so close. And this is the time of year, if you remember, going back 3 years, this is the game stuff, this squeeze season. This is a squeeze season we're heading into. And with what's going on in the economy, with the banks, and with our companies, I could see that happening very soon. And once one goes, all we need is one. Once one goes, I think they all go. And that's what's exciting. So, Heathrow, you're not married. Al, you're 7-year-old. Yeah, we've heard your story, Al. Ready to rumble. Bongino, power of the wheel people. That's right, Brandon. Yeah, Al, still optimistic. Down 6 figures and 7 stocks. Yeah, the down's temporary. Amen to that, man. Big recap. That's right. Finger earnings. That's right. Could seal a finger deal, and then we might get those tomorrow. We might get earnings tomorrow, or I think at the latest right now it'll be Tuesday because of the holiday. And when everybody's been talking about the 15th, I would put the latest. I think, to me, if we don't get them tomorrow, I feel very strongly we'll get them Tuesday. So, yeah, investor waiting to see earnings make a deal. That's right, man. That's right. Is Ham going to get an honorable FBRC? Who knows? Husker, can't wait to look back on all this after we win. It's going to be fun. Amen, buddy. Matthew, we need Dan's buddies to be the heroes they are. Buck up and do it. I agree. So, it's the 2-minute warning. There you go, Northwest. I like that. All right, guys. I'm going to start phasing out. Before you leave, please like, if you would. I really appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't. Share if you would. Let's get this news out there. People need to hear. It's big stuff. Good things happening. Exciting things happening. And a great time to be in these counter market plays, in my opinion. It's not financial advice, just my opinion. But on top of that, I'm just going to end with a quick prayer. I'm going to start making that a habit since so many people responded positively to it. If it's not your thing, God bless you. Have a great night. But let me just give you a second to head out if you want to, and then I'm just gonna close it out for us, guys. Today was a good day. And we want to recognize that. So, all right, you guys ready? All right. So, Father God, thank you for a good day. Thank you for putting amazing things together like this Rumble, Dan Bongino, Secret Service, the kind of connections that just God could never have happened on our own. So that to me was divine, and we thank you for it. And I just pray that you give them the courage to really move forward with this and let that microphone grow to accelerate this. I feel like acceleration's on it, Lord. So I just pray you continue to breathe that acceleration on it for justice, for us retail shareholders to get justice, for these companies to get justice, and to let lives be changed and transfer that wealth, God, from the wicked to the righteous, from Wall Street to Main Street, God, and those who've stolen it, let it be returned with interest, like it says in Joel, that you will restore all that the locusts have eaten. So we believe that, Lord. We believe you work all things for good, and we thank you for a good day, and we pray for more until this is finished. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, bless you guys. Have a great night. Love y'all, and I'll see you soon. Probably not tomorrow. I think I'm going to take a break tomorrow. But members, you're getting a live this weekend. Mark it. You're getting a live.